and welcome to Your Coaching Journey, a podcast for doctors about coaching. Whether you're a coaching doctor, a doctor who is learning to coach, or a doctor who would like to build coaching into your professional life, then this is the podcast for you. Hi, I'm Helen Leathers, and with me today is one of our lovely coaching doctors, Dr Montio Morgan. Good morning, Montio.
Good morning, Helen. It's absolutely lovely to see you and to be here with you today.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have a chat with you and catch up and see what you've been up to. So I'm just going to introduce you for our listeners. Montio has been a doctor for 35 years and a consultant ENT surgeon for the past 23 years. I mean, I don't believe her because she's always so youthful, like a spring chicken. But she is a divorced mum of 2 adult children and a grandmother, and she told me earlier that she's really enjoying grandparenting without the stresses and strains of being in training, which is what she was doing when she became a parent initially. So Tom always says grandchildren are the dessert of life. It sounds like you agree with him, Montio.
I certainly do. It's absolutely a treat to be able to impact in the life of such a beautiful young one without the insecurities that I had when I was a young parent, and the stresses, as you say, of not being able to show up all the time on the at school to pick up, or being there for the egg and spoon race. because of having to be at work. So it's really lovely to have the privilege to be in her life now.
That's lovely. Excellent. Well, I'm sure we could talk about that for as long as we could talk about coaching, but that's why we're here today, to find out about your coaching journey. You have finished your coaching diploma with us.
Yes, a while ago now.
Yes,
it seems like it was just yesterday that I was on the transformational coaching course with you and Tom and all the other colleagues that we went through it together.
So I'm just wondering how you're using your coaching skills now, because you're a busy lady.
Oh, it just seems to be part of my life now. It's weird to say that, but in practice, I have become a really strong member of the coaching network at my trust. And so I take on coachees who apply for the opportunity to be coached by a trained coach. And this is really nice because it takes away the pressure of having to go out and look for coaches in a formal sense of the man in a formal sense. So the coaching network is well set up within the trust where I work, and I feel like it's a really valued part of what the trust can offer to staff. So I'm part of the coaching network, and since I have finished the course, I have coached over a period of 6 months to 18 months. I've had a real in-depth coaching relationship with 4 people. So that has been really very useful. Taking into consideration that I'm still working full-time as a surgeon, and I'm fitting this coaching in my SBA, supporting professional activity time.
And I think that's really lovely to hear. So many trusts now are embracing this idea of having a coaching panel, a coaching group within the trust to support their peers, to support people perhaps returning to work, maybe after burnout or a period of illness, or just in the everyday comings and goings and stress that is involved with working in that environment. And people come on our course for lots of reasons, and some of them do want to go and set up a coaching business, but equally there are these opportunities within the NHS, within trusts, to do just what you're doing.
Yes, and the experience that I've had is that the coachees who come to coaching within the network really value the space that they have to give themselves the time to reflect on their current practice, to reflect on issues, really difficult issues that they're facing within their work. And a lot of them are quite senior members of staff within the trust, medical members of staff and other. If I would have a wish list for every single trust, it would be for there to be a coaching network for their staff, for anybody who wants to take it up.
Mm. We'll just put that out there into podcast land, into the universe, as your wish. See what happens. See who listens to this and maybe instigate something in their own environment, whether it's their trust, their GP practice, or something else.
Yeah.
Maybe you've inspired someone to get started. That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
So you've been doing this alongside your very busy consultancy and work within the NHS. And I'm wondering, in that time you said you've had some really deep relationships with your coachees, helping them and supporting them. I'm wondering what has become your favourite question when you're working in that coaching space?
That's a really good question. And, I know when we were on the course, Tom always said one of his favorite questions was, what would you like to have happen? I think that was his favorite question. Yes. I think mine would be, at the end of every session, I usually ask, what do you know now that you didn't know an hour ago? And that just seems to be such an empowering question for the coachee. There's so many fantastic questions that can be asked during the session, but that one just brings it. You can see their faces light up when you ask that question, because it just makes them take the not really the bull by the horns, but it seems to give them the validation that they haven't wasted their 1 hour, and that they actually have something, because it comes, they have something to say for their 1 hour, and it's something positive usually.
Yeah, it's that consolidation of their learning in that space. I love that question too, I have to say. So it sounds like you're having these really lovely, juicy conversations, and, coaching can just be conversation, can't it? Just listening, being heard. What opportunity do you have to use tools and perhaps exercises within your coaching?
See, I'm a surgeon. We're trained to be impatient, to get to the nub of things and to get on with it, Mm-hmm. So I came to coaching having already had training in counseling and psychotherapy and already being a mentor. So, but coaching has really consolidated for me the art of listening. Empathetic listening to understand. And this comes into my everyday connections just with people in the clinic room. And, the other day I saw something, and I'm going to buy this book. It's a book by a doctor who went to see another doctor. She was unwell, and she felt unheard. And she actually coined a term called the act of medical silencing. Oh. So as doctors, we have such power to listen to people, and we let that power go so easily by being on the bandwagon of we need to get the answer, we need to be right. So this book is called Unheard by Dr. Rageshri Dairiawan, The Act of Medical Silencing, also. And I'm going to read it because I think that the act of listening, the skill of listening with empathy and employing silence is very powerful. So that is one thing that I have really taken away from coaching and that I strive to use more and more.
Just the listening, just the silence. The best tool. Lovely.
Absolutely.
And what we can do, actually, we'll put a little link to that book if anyone's interested in having a read themselves.
Yes,
more about that particular book. It's so powerful, isn't it, being heard? And, I always think that it's not just about us hearing what the coach has to say, but it's about them hearing themselves, often for the first time. So you've mentioned that you use this in your clinics, that you're obviously part of that coaching network. What other ways do you feel that you're using your coaching skills in the world?
I think I may have mentioned to you that I do a lot of volunteering work. So once a year or twice a year, I go out to West Africa or East Africa, depending on who I'm working with, to volunteer, do operations, but also train and mentor, as well as coach younger doctors and ENT surgeons who work within environments which do not have as much as we do here in the UK. So the skills that I've acquired during the coaching training have come in really, really handy, engaging and exchanging with these people. I just went to Rwanda at the end of September. And I worked at the Centre Hospitalier Universitaire de Kigali. That's the Kigali teaching hospital. And I've had a long-standing relationship with the ENT surgeons there. But this time it really challenged me in the sense that I had to supervise 2 separate theatre and operating lists. So listening, empathizing, being present, using every single gestalt technique and and skill that I could summon was very useful in managing this situation. But again, it was such a fantastic learning opportunity for myself as well as for the people that I was engaging with. So I always find that it's a two-way street, you see, Helen. I think coaching is not only what the coach is providing for the coachee, but also what the coachee is providing for the coach.
Oh, I love that. So it sounds like that was a different scenario for you to go into in September, but you came to it with these new skills and new ideas and were able to meet that challenge.
Yes.
And then learn and grow from it.
Absolutely. Learn and grow and develop new thinking.
Wonderful. That sounds like really, really important work that you're doing there as well, volunteering in those environments to help not just go in and do the work, but to help empower people who are in that space and can benefit from your expertise.
Yes, I mean, everybody always says, oh, it's so fantastic that you do this sort of work as a doctor. I feel a bit of a fraud because I feel that I actually, I feel like I benefit so much more from the opportunity to go out and see something new, be something different. As a doctor, you're in a caring profession and so on, but whatever it is skill that you have, you can still provide whatever it is to the world, to universe, as you said before.
I love that sentiment. Thank you. You're really busy. You've got so much going on. You've got your lovely granddaughter and your children to take up time with as well. So I'm wondering, what does Montio do when she's not working and being a grandmother and a mother?
Oh dear. A lot of that takes up my time, and and I think possibly because I have learned, I think I'm an extroverted introvert. So I've learned to draw energy from those sort of activities as well. But what really grounds me is my meditation practice. And I know we've spoken about this before, and you've been like, nah, I can't be doing 10 days sitting on my bum, not talking to anybody. But as I think I do have quite a stable and established Vipassana meditation practice, which is a technique which precedes the mindfulness meditation technique. And what it entails is really going into yourself, being aware of the now, being aware of the sensations that you have within your body, and knowing that everything will come to pass. So even the good times will come and pass, and the bad times will come and pass. So that grounds me, and I do my 1 hour of silent meditation every evening. If I can, mostly I would find the time to do it. I can't do it in the morning because I'm not a morning person. So the 4 o'clock waking up, I'll be falling asleep.
Oh, yeah, me too. I couldn't do it in the morning.
But I do 1 hour every evening, and that is my reset button for settling down, grounding myself, and really being able to slow down and smell the roses, as so to speak.
Yes, I think you mentioned a while ago having been on this 10-day retreat. And
Yes.
I do remember saying to Tom, oh, I quite fancy a silent retreat. And he just looked at me like, that's never going to happen. You're never going to stay silent for 10 days. That's ridiculous.
You'd be surprised, Helen. Everybody in my family thought I was mad when I first went. You'd never be able to shut up for 1 hour, Montio. But honestly, after the 10 days, I was dreading putting my phone back on. It is such a relief to be able to just not have to deal with anything for 10 days quietly. It's beautiful. Try it. You like it. I'm a sponge for new things, and I'm so curious. One of the things that I love doing is learning about theatre. And African theatre has really exploded on my radar, and I have been going to a lot of African plays. Often they're down in London, but I'm going to see one called Crown of Blood in Sheffield, which is a Yoruba. It's a Nigerian adaptation of Macbeth. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I've been to that same theatre to see another one called Death and the King's Horseman, which was written by one of the big Nigerian authors, Wole Soyinka. The other thing is reading. But because I'm so busy and dashing about in the car all the time, I've discovered audiobooks. And audiobooks are amazing.
Yes.
I'm currently listening to one by a guy called Mo Gaudat, and he is a retired he worked for Google X, I think. He's a retired engineer, and he's described as the happiness guru. So for positive psychology, you really do need to listen to Mo Gaudat. And this book that I'm listening to now is called Unstressable. Yes,
that's not one I've heard
Mo
of.
Gaudat. And yes. Oh, you've heard about him, have you?
I know his name, but I haven't heard of the book.
Oh, it's a really good book, Unstressable, by Mo Gaudat and Alice Law.
Excellent.
And then beside my bed, I'm always reading. I'm currently reading The Color Purple again by Alice Walker. And I'm also reading a book by a young Ghanaian doctor, Before We Hit the Ground, by Silali Fiamanya. Shamelessly plugging the things that I'm reading and listening to.
Do you know what, Montio? It's something we've started doing in our introductory workshop is we ask people what they're reading, because we know our doctors love reading. And it's like we could form a coaching doctors book club. I'm absolutely certain of it. So it's lovely. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sure some of your recommendations will be taken up by our listeners. So thank you so much for that. We love to hear what hobbies and interests people have, and the connections. It's always amazing when we start introducing people on the courses and there's a crossover and common interests that people have that bring them together, as well as obviously their differences. So we love to hear that from our coaching doctors.
Helen, one of the things that keep me going when I'm driving is I listen to the Your Coaching Journey podcast in the car, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant. Completely unprompted. Thank you for that. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm wondering, what would you say to someone, maybe a GP, but you are a hospital doctor. What would you say to other hospital doctors looking at perhaps learning to coach and looking at our course?
I am sold on coaching. I think everybody should at least give it a try. The idea of being able to offer, as I said before, a safe space where somebody can just come and relax, express themselves, not be directed or guided, just have open questions where they can explore what their thoughts are, and being able to have that space is golden, is an opportunity which is golden. And the more people who can offer it, especially in this situation of our NHS, which is so stressed, and the doctors, the nurses, the medical managers, everybody is under so much pressure. Just that present of being in the present time is amazing. So I would say to anybody who wants to and who would like to do the Transformational Coaching course with Your Coaching Journey, go for it.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. It's been absolutely lovely to catch up with you and find out how you're using your coaching and bringing it into your trust and helping other medical professionals. And yeah, just lovely to, as always, to spend time talking to you, Montio. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I know it's precious.
Thank you very much.
Next time on the podcast, we are going to be reviewing the Egan's Skilled Helper model. So I'm looking forward to having a conversation with Tom about that and finding out more. So thank you, Montio, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
This has been a Monkey Pants Productions podcast.